Hello everyone, this is the first online video to grade 9. It's about a grammar lesson, chapter 11, part 2, punctuation. It's about using commas. Let's move to slide number 1. The first rule is use commas to separate items in a series. Now, these items could be words, phrases, and sentences. As we see in the first example, Dave, Laurel, and Megan will be bringing the salads. If we just look at the first three words, we'll find them that they are names of people. Dave, Laurel, and Megan. So they are words and they are in a series. So we have to use commas to separate them. The second one is about phrases. We went to the park, fished in the stream, and hiked on that mountain. Now this is the first clause, we went to the park, and there is a phrase coming after the first one, and this is the third phrase. For many phrases completing the meaning of a sentence, we must separate these phrases using commas, as you see. The third part is about sentences. Marina must pass the test or she'll have to repeat the course. Marina must pass the test. This is the first sentence. Or she will have to repeat the course. This is the second one. Now, when there are two sentences or two clauses, especially independent clauses, joined by a conjunction, we must separate them using a comma. If all the items in a series are joined by and, or, nor, do not use commas to separate them. Just look at this example. Diamonds or flowers or stars are good designs for a beginner. Now, these words are separated by or, so there is no need to use commas to separate them. Short, independent clauses may be separated by commas. Now they are all independent clauses and they are so short. That's why we can use commas to separate them. Look at this example. Now plan your design. This is the first independent clause. Collect scraps. This is the second one. And seek good advice. This is the third clause. So we have to use, or we may use commas to separate them. Use commas to separate two or more adjectives preceding a noun. When we have two or more adjectives preceding a noun, we can use commas to separate them. See this example. See the loud, bright colors in her design. Another example. Clara had a thick, soft, long-sleeved sweater. Here, if you saw this example, you'll find that thick is an adjective. Soft is another adjective, and we have also long-sleeved. All of these adjectives are used to modify the noun sweater. That's why we have to use commas to separate these adjectives. When a series of adjectives comes before a compound noun, don't use commas between the last adjective and the compound noun. See this example. The interesting, fun art class will be on Saturday. Now, we notice that there is a comma between interesting and fun. But here, if you notice fun and art class, it's not allowed to use a comma to separate the last adjective and the compound noun. So you must take care of this. Don't be fooled by words that look like adjectives but are not. Just look at this word dark. In many examples, we can use the word dark as an adjective, like the dark room, the dark side of the sea. But here in this sentence, if we saw this word, we will find that it's an adverb. Why? We will know the reason now. Just let's read this example. Paula made an unusual dark green apron. If we saw the word dark specially, we will find that it came to modify the adjective green. To what extent was the apron green? The answer is it was dark green. So now this word is an adverb, not an adjective. Use a comma before the conjunctions and, but, for, nor, or, so, or yet when the conjunction joins independent clauses. Okay? We attended the pep rally and we went to the football game. Now we have two independent clauses. How can we judge the sentence that has independent clauses? First of all, we have to know what is the independent clause. The independent clause is a group of words that has a subject, the verb, and gives a complete thought. Okay? So there are three parts must be in the sentence: a subject, a verb, and a complete thought. And now, in this reminder, you can find the definition of the independent clause. It's a group of words that expresses a complete thought and has a subject and its verb. We said before, if one of these conjunctions does not join two independent clauses, so the comma is not needed here. See this example? We listened to the radio and ate our sandwiches. The first part of this sentence is an independent clause because it has the three parts we talked about: subject, the verb, and if we read the complete group of words, we will find that it gives me a complete thought. We listened to the radio. The second part, ate our sandwiches. If we just notice this part, we will find that there is no subject here. Okay? It's just a verb and the complement of this verb. Okay? In the sentence interrupters, we must use commas to separate them if they are non-essential. What are the sentence interrupters? They are some expressions interrupt the meaning of a sentence. These expressions could be words, could be phrases, and so on. So, if there is an interrupter, this interrupter is non-essential to the meaning of a sentence, we can separate or we can set it off by using a comma. Just look at this example. My dog, a beagle, looks like Snoopy from the Peanuts cartoon. This kitten, the liveliest one on the letter, is very cute. How can we know that this interrupter is non-essential? Just remove it and read the sentence. My dog looks like Snoopy from the Peanuts cartoon. Now the meaning of the sentence is not changed. That's why we can judge this interrupter as a non-essential one. So we must use a comma to separate this interrupter. The second one, the kitten, the liveliest one on the letter, is very cute. Just erase this part of the sentence. It will be that this kitten is very cute. Now the meaning of the sentence is not changed because this interrupter is used to modify the noun kitten. Which kitten I'm pointing to? The liveliest one on the letter. An essential appositive or appositive phrase is a word or a word group that is important to the meaning of a sentence. So, for example, if we looked at this example, my friend Owen is the youngest of 4 children. Now the speaker could have many friends, but he talks about his friend Owen. That's why this interrupter is very important to the meaning of a sentence, so I cannot set it off by using commas. Use commas to set off words in direct address. What is a direct address? We use a direct address when we want to say someone's name just to get his or her attention. Mom, I have a piano lesson today after school. Now the word mom is called a direct address because we called her just to get her attention, because we want to talk about something related to us.